Well, it's a new day. The fog has finally started to burn off. The weather is better. Yesterday, I had something very odd occur. A friend of mine, Jared, called me and said, "Hey, I'm going to pick up a barrel. Do you need anything?" And I said, "Yeah, pick me up an IBC, which is a container typically used for transporting food products or chemicals or whatever. There's different grades. I had a request for a food grade one, which is a little more expensive. And this is what they look like. I'm going to use it for a rain catchment system. And I loaned my trailer to another friend, and he returned it. He's moving out of state, and so he returned the trailer and said, "Man, this is before Jared had gotten here with the IBC. He said, "Hey, you don't have any need for an IBC, do you? Because I can't take it with me." So I got two in the same day. One of them still hasn't arrived. It'll be here probably later today. But this will be my rain catchment system. I don't think I can stack them because it's going to be too tall. And so I'm going to have to build now another little platform to hold this up high enough to get some gravity feed going to my new raised bed gardens. Anyway, it's time to roll out the cords, the air hose, break out the tools, and get cracking for the day. What I've done is driven out to the botanical gardens. This is the area that has the compost that you can come get for my trees and my raised bed garden. I've got a cheap meter that I purchased at one of the home stores just to check the acidity and alkalinity of the soil or the compost. Way over there I found a spot that's neutral. Everything else is pretty much alkaline through here. I can add additives, but I'd rather just get the right stuff off the bat. Okay. All right, I'm taking my trailer to load up, and Pete is hauling the tractor for me, and we're gonna go get some mulch or compost. Hard to do with one hand.
Okay, that's what I was afraid of.
Fortunately, all I had was a new piece to put in the center as a block, but I just kind of free-handed the crack that was in this, and so now I've got a nice fitting board. All right, carry on. Throughout the property I have a lot of different decorative scrolling. Well, actually they're all the same. And what you need to do if you're going to do anything like this is make yourself a little template and save it. And that way, all of your parts and pieces match. So everything on the property, the decks, everything, fences, they all match. Either this is a 2x6 one, I've got 2x8s, I've got, everything has a template. Okay. And another example of working alone, which really sucks, is having to clamp and screw and temporarily hold everything in place so I can set this up there and it'll stay by itself while I take measurements. Make sure it's square and level. Okay, I went with the metal roof over here, over the porch, and the white roof over the greenhouse. Pick out some good wood for the rain gutters to mount to. Oh, there's a nice one on the bottom. This one looks pretty cool. Well, this morning is going to be rain gutter and continue with the roof. Maybe get some windows built that open. Okay, the rain gutter is mounted. I used a string line to snap some lines, and I just eyeballed it. Didn't really need to measure anything, just made sure that the downspout was low. These plastic ones are much cheaper, less expensive and cheaper than the metal ones. I wanted to get the metal ones, but these were about $7 for a 10-foot section. And the metal was $17, I believe, for a 16-foot section. I could have done it with one section. But anyway, my experience has been these things sag a little bit after years, but they'll probably outlive me. So this is where I'm going to stop on the rain gutters until I build a little tower for the IBC to contain the water and catch it. Felt the need for a little more precision, so I broke out the chop saw, and I'm making these blocks out of 4x4s to separate the, I don't know what I'd call it, the shield, the rain shield for the windows. And I was afraid, because I have to shoot from both directions, I was afraid that if I used 2x4s, they'd be too weak and they'd split when I shot larger nails into it. So I'm going to give this a try and see what happens. I've nailed off my riser, and now to get it up the ladder and install it. See how this works. Never fails. Ran out of screws, so I'm gonna have to, I built the doors, or the windows, the doors that open up in the top. I got the panel mounted to raise the roof line up above where these doors are gonna ride, which will be easier to understand once they're done. And got my vent cap on the top. But doggone it, those are the screws I ran out of. This is about my 10th trip, next day of course, back to this home store. So what I said earlier about one tank of gas, at least one tank, I'm on my 3rd tank now. But hopefully today will be productive, and I'll maybe even get some windows in. I don't know. What I've done is I've pre-drilled and countersunk screws and glued and screwed the Ripley goodies for the roofing material onto my frame door.